Hello, my name is Peter, and I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Zambia.
And my name is Alice, and I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Botswana, the gem of Africa.
You know you're a Peace Corps volunteer in Africa when
Walking around holding a roll of toilet paper seems like a completely normal thing to do.
sitting under a tree watching goats graze counts as a productive day.
You stare when you see a white person you don't know.
The length of time it takes you to walk anywhere is wholly dependent on how many people happen to be in their yards along the way.
Kneeling timelines are shocking, but toplessness is not.
2 weeks, 3 countries and 3 changes of clothes in a small backpack seems about right.
Seeing a movie in a theater is a good bargain, but buying a book is an unthinkable expense.
You have come to realize that the monkeys in the parks play pretty much the same role as squirrels in America, but you persist in taking pictures of them anyways.
There is a rooster you would like to kill, if only he weren't dangerously close to your size.
You are considered the preeminent expert on professional wrestling, despite being able to counter WWE viewing sessions on one hand.
You are outraged whenever the fare for a 30-minute taxi ride goes up 30 cents US dollars.
You are not outraged whenever your 30-minute taxi ride takes 2 hours.
You are stuck in an overcrowded bus for 10 hours in 120-degree heat and no one is willing to open the windows for fear of catching the flu.
You can identify an otherwise unmarked stretch of road by the pattern of potholes.
When walking down the street, small children shout "white person" and point at you, but if you walk towards them, they run away screaming in terror.
You find government employees sleeping on the floor of their offices in the middle of the workday.
When buying clothes, you think, how hard would this be to wash in a bucket?
The fact that Pepto-Bismol turns vomit black is a standard and essential element of your knowledge base.
Showering every day seems like a decadent vacation.
You live in an almost constant state of existential anxiety about whether or not you are driving on the wrong side of the road, no matter which side you happen to be on.
Though cognizant of being the worst-dressed person in your village, you don't care.
You double up on words beyond the standard shop and now, so that such phrases as soon, fast, long and hot are part and parcel of your everyday vocabulary.
If you had to choose between whether you would rather lose your passport or your adapter, you would choose the passport.
30 kilometers is considered a pretty short distance.
You don't think twice about going potty in a plastic bag at night, as a way to avoid leaving your hut.
You have so many random bags when you travel that you look like a gypsy.
You will drink and enjoy anything that is cold.
If you're taking public transport and your lap is empty, there is always room for more people.
You immediately lose your ability to estimate distances, and waving your hand toward a certain place is considered giving directions.
If a problem arises, your first reaction is a single big long sigh.
You secretly enjoy African pop music including Kwaito and Kwasa Kwasa.
You enjoy eating maize meal and even order it at restaurants.
Your menstrual cycle coincides with the moon cycle.
Basically, you have no shame. You can never act more crazy than your African counterparts already think you are.
Spiders are no longer the enemy, but your trusted ally in the constant battle against bugs.
You let complete strangers crash at your place, just because they speak English.
You lost track of how many marriage proposals you've received.
You know how to make alcohol with local ingredients.
A long workday is 6 hours.
You distinguish between your Peace Corps family and your American family.
Those eggs have been sitting out in the sun all day. Sure, I'll take 2.
You realize that every village must have its token crazy person.
You stare at foreign tourists as much as the locals.
When you actually realize you miss having a salad.
When you know, if someone at your site says yes, it means definitely not, maybe means probably not, and no means no.
When you have a story for every possible topic in life that starts with, "When I lived in Africa."
Thanks for listening. Send us your suggestions for part 2. Ioba.